I'm Megan Van Petten, founder of the Esports Trade Association and host of the Esports Connected podcast. I am inspired to share key tidbits from several interviews conducted with industry influencers over the 3-day span of our EsportsNext Conference. To be able to celebrate and learn from those who are shaping our community is such an honor. Press play and let the waterfall of knowledge wash over you as it did for me. Enjoy. Welcome to the Esports Trade Association. I am still your host, Megan Van Petten, and we're here live with Erik and Charles. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here.
Loving Chicago so far.
Oh my gosh, right?
Great town. Great. If you haven't been, check it out. Great town.
I haven't been here like 10 years, and I'm leaving tomorrow, so unfortunately I don't get a chance to see everything.
But we are going to go have the best burger in the rated #1 burger in the world, Au Cheval. We're very excited about that.
It really is. It's such a great burger.
I thought I had like an indie burger, and it turns out it's just a burger everybody knows.
Yeah, he goes, I heard of this burger place. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I go, dude, it won #1 burger in the world. Yeah, I've heard of it. So very excited about that. Nothing to do with esports, but
I know, but there's so many things about Chicago people don't realize, and one is the food.
oh,
I think food has a lot to do with these sports. Usually Korean barbecue, but
You're right. I've actually,
Did you try the Korean barbecue tacos last night we had here?
No.
That was solid.
yeah, the food's been great all conference. So
Well, we have Korean barbecue tacos tonight too.
Okay. If I have any room after my burger.
Okay.
It's a big
the
burger.
The burger's amazing.
well,
Oh, exactly.
we can talk about esports now.
Well, I mean, hold on here. Slow your roll here, Charles.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Okay, so I want to first thank you for coordinating such an amazing panel.
Thank you. Yeah, it was awesome. It was all these guys. So
I know.
Put it together.
It was a pretty rock star panel, what can I say?
It was
a good
really,
panel.
There was no seats, standing room only. I mean, I was just like, what happened? And they're like, it's Charles Conroy's panel. What do you think?
I think what's silly is that you asked all these questions and you didn't answer some of them that you should have answered. Because
Yeah.
You have so much more insight on this over.
I feel like as a moderator, my job is to let the actual professionals do it, not the guy that was a professional 10 years ago.
You did a good job, and you're a pro.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, look, everyone had, I think, really sharp answers. Everyone's model is really different. I think all three of those teams had a different dynamic on how they approach esports, and that to me is interesting. Right? I mean, obviously you guys are the content kings. Rocker, as they said, are really just focused on winning championships, and CLG is more or less in a rebuilding phase, right? And Greg just got that job like 2 months ago, so it's just cool to see how everyone tackles everything.
Yeah.
And then other Greg.
Yeah.
Had some technical issues.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, we lost other Greg, but he was new to the job too, and he was like, "Listen, I'm just trying not to get fired."
Yeah, I mean, at the last minute, we threw in streaming. Literally, it was not part of our plan. We were like, you know what? It's in person. We're going all the way. We've been virtual for too long. And then we had a couple of people cancel that had gotten COVID. So there was a small uptick last week. So we just threw in streaming provided by Maestro literally last week.
Oh, yeah. Jordan.
Yeah.
It's fun to be back in person, to be honest. Like, I really missed human interaction. I don't know about you guys.
Oh my God.
True.
We've hung out a couple times though over the pandemic. Or we saw each other in LA, I guess.
Yeah, we saw each other, exactly.
We had a burger in LA as well. I know you guys are very worried about how many burgers we eat and what our opinions are on them.
There's okay burgers in LA.
There are good, but
People
this
swear
burger's
by Father's Office. I hate blue cheese, so
okay.
if you like blue cheese, Father's
Yeah,
Office.
people love Father's Office. I haven't had that burger. Is this a burger podcast now? Is that basically what?
I mean, it should be.
I would start a burger podcast with you.
Do you know we are
Traveling
so
around.
serious about our burgers in Chicago? We have a whole event called the Hamburger Hop, and our celebrity chefs here in Chicago compete for that title.
I mean, that sounds awesome.
It
Looks
is.
like we're making another trip to Chicago.
Down.
Well, you guys, the news is you are making another trip to Chicago because we will be announcing our date tomorrow.
Very excited. Are you going to do Chicago again next year?
Yes, we have the city officially announcing.
Cool.
That's huge. That's exciting stuff.
Congrats.
It is, yes. So we already have committed title sponsor, and we'll be making that announcement.
And is this breaking news? Are we hearing it here first?
This is relatively breaking news. I can't say it all, but there's even better news tomorrow. Yeah, there's even more. This conference has just been such a hit, and we have so much support, and
That's sweet.
we're just
That's awesome.
overjoyed. Now, it doesn't mean, now this is going to be next August. It doesn't mean we're not going to do something like in Dallas or in LA in April. You know, we can go, we take the show on the road.
Yeah.
But our big
Nashville?
conference, I love Nashville.
I love
Oh my
Nashville.
That's why I'm suggesting.
You know,
love
I've
that.
done
There's
so
no
many.
practical business purpose for it other than it's a great city.
I have done
got
so
it.
many conferences at that Omni in Nashville, and it's just such a it's just a great place. But you know,
Where do we go for burgers in Nashville?
I don't think you
No,
get
you
burgers
do
in
barbecue.
Nashville, yeah.
I'll still go. I'll still go.
Okay, you can go.
It's off the table.
Less excited.
Yeah, so I get it. But there's just the Midwest here in Chicago is so convenient. So and then the following year we'll have Surge open. So I mean,
It's awesome.
yeah. So
It's a huge arena they're building here. I'm sure you're
Oh, I
aware.
didn't know. I'm not familiar with it.
So Surge is like a big esports arena that they're launching here.
Here?
Here.
Yeah.
Oh,
A
interesting.
big developer is behind it, and I'm blanking on his name.
Like,
right
how
now.
big?
like, so let me give you some context. He's getting the Game Changer Award right now as we speak. Scott Greenberg.
Jack Greenberg. That's
And
the
he
name.
owns the Wit, where we're going to tonight.
Okay.
And the Wit is a world famous rooftop bar. It's one of the most
dope.
beautiful bars in the world.
Really sweet.
But here's the thing. I asked Scott one day. I said, Scott, what's the deal with this bar? And he goes, you want to know why it's so cool, Meg? And I said, why? He goes, well, I built a bar and I put a hotel under it. So just to give you an
Good
idea
answer.
of how he thinks, right around the corner, if you guys have any extra time this week while you're here, he concepted Einstein's office into a bar. It's literally
That's awesome.
Albert Einstein. The guy's brilliant. He got our Game Changer of the Year award. He's bringing a $40 million facility here to Chicago.
Yeah, it's
Is
a
it focused on land center or focused on like?
bolt. So
Both.
they have a
Okay.
land center functionality, but it is also an arena.
Okay, so
Yep.
it really is.
With a broadcast studio and the whole bit. I mean,
A couple thousand people or what?
that is a question for Scott Greenberg.
And they're doing a
grab him.
private
Get him over
private presentation about it now. He's my next interview,
Oh.
so you can watch.
So
we're-
all of these
we're setting
questions
it
and more
all
will be answered shortly.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be.
true.
It's
Stay
gonna
tuned.
exactly. Well, I mean, who's not tuned in?
I don't know.
Right.
You should have the chat feature because coming up.
So here's what we should.
I just want to say hello to my mom real
Hey,
quick.
Jordan, get
Hi,
this
Mom.
that chat feature.
Yep. Hi, Mom.
I'm actually gonna text him after this to see if he's tuned in watching.
So we're going to Scott, one of his facilities tonight,
Cool.
and he's
I'm
hosting us.
excited.
He's a prodigy in the hotel and venue space.
He's
so
like a
it's,
very big deal in real estate.
yeah, like very big
It's
deal.
kind of a big deal.
Yes,
People know me.
just ask him. And he's cool
I own many
too.
leather-bound
He
books.
sounds like
Yeah.
he does. Sounds like he does.
Yeah,
He probably does own many leather-bound books, actually. Great investment. It's
Yeah.
appreciated. So we haven't talked a lot about esports, but hopefully you guys are getting a ton of value from the podcast.
We
we also have a live audience.
It's perfect.
Yep.
Hi, Bubba. Did I let everyone know that this podcast has been brought to you by the Varsity Esports Foundation, Bubba Geeter. He's my co-host today, so thank you, Bubba, again for providing this. Okay, a couple things. The Surge facility also is starting our very first school gaming league called the Bronzeville Gaming League, and we're awarding a check today to them.
I saw the very large check.
You have the
It's-
comically large check. Those are
They
the
do.
best.
Those are the
Are
best.
they? I mean, is it
Can't
like,
cash those, by the way.
No, I'm aware.
No, I know you can't. That's why I was like, I said to the office, I was like, guys, why is this up here? Nobody will steal it. Let's just put it out there. Like, let's
Yeah.
show everybody.
When is that happening?
That is happening tomorrow, and you'll still be here.
Yep, I will still be here.
You know.
I unfortunately have to leave.
Oh, where are you going? So
Back to
let's
LA.
talk about you. So tell
Happy
me.
to.
Yes, thank you, thank you. You know, it's so nice. You came all the way from LA,
Yep.
and
Makes it seem like a big hike. There's a lot of direct flights from Chicago. Fair enough.
speaking of our Level Up Fund, we got the coolest auction gift from you, and I just
it's
want to.
sitting over there.
I know.
I bid on it, but I think if I win, it wouldn't be cool. It would be like fixed,
What is
like
it?
rigged.
Gear.
Nice. Did you sign it? Would you sign it?
I don't think anybody would care if it was signed by me.
I would care.
I would
bid.
too.
I would bid.
Ditto,
Yeah.
please.
Signed by Erik Anderson.
Yeah. Head of
That's right.
esports for FaZeCon. That's a big
It
title.
is a big title. Tell me, how did you get here? Like, what happened? You know, I talked a lot about my story. You know, throwing my head over the fence. You know, tell me about your story. Tell us. Sorry, Charles.
Yeah, so prior to esports, I was in music management specifically. And we had a couple big acts. And in about 2014, 15, I really started poking around kind of the competitive gaming space. And at that point, it was still a fight about lowercase e, uppercase s, or E-S sports. You know, Charlie comes from a time where esports wasn't the term at all.
No.
We were just joking about that yesterday. But I helped a friend over at IMG put together a proposal that unfortunately never really saw the light of day other than the internal stuff, but it was about collegiate esports. And so I've actually been really supportive and bullish on collegiate esports for a very long time, and I wish publishers would lean in a bit more. But that kind of got me thinking, hey, I think we might be able to do this. And I still tell people to this day that the best pitch of my life to that point was talking to the president of the company and convincing someone who was a career music manager and head of a record label that he should like focus on this gaming space and that esports was our future. To his credit, he gave me a chance to try to go figure it out. And then, you know, fast forward about 3 to 4 months or so, and we basically get an introduction to FaZe, who at the time was still just a collection of YouTube content creators. And they did not have any real serious structure. And it made a lot of sense to have an entertainment kind of focused company that could help them superpower some of their path into the entertainment industry. And then they needed a lot of help in esports. So I basically picked up their esports side of the business and helped them kind of grow that and work on it, because a lot of them just wanted to be content creators and focus on the main channel.
So now you guys are basically that media conglomerate.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're
now we
massive.
do a lot of different things. Well, we have some really impressive people over there too, and we've had the luxury of being able to hire some also amazing, incredible talent on the back end that aren't as front facing. Charlie met Bill Nicola, who came over from the NFL.
He's a legend.
He's a dope dude.
Yeah, really cool guy as well.
And
Only met him over Zoom.
And so there's some adjustments also in content of leveling up over time, and the guys have built an incredible platform over a decade. But it's taking those steps forward about what is the next iteration of kind of FaZe content looking like, while at the same time all the individual content creators are still continuing to scale their own businesses. So that is kind of how I got here. And then the guy that I pitched, by the way, is now the CEO of FaZe.
Oh, wow. That's a cool story. I mean, you never forget who gave you your break, right? Mm-hmm. That's cool.
That's true.
That's
I
cool.
tell people that they always ask me like, how good was I at my job? And I said, well, you never fired me, so I take that as a relatively positive kind of thing. But yeah, that was that run in the music industry over 4 or 5 years, and then into esports.
A lot of crossover, I'm noticing.
I mean, I mentioned it up there, and I couldn't go too deep into it, but like, there's an obscene amount of crossover.
There really is.
With the record, business overall in terms
There
of
is.
breaking bands that getting people hooked onto a new product that like they don't know is going to be their favorite thing. Getting
Right.
people into
and then executing a live event at a high level, right?
Exactly.
executing a live event at a high level. Brand partnerships.
Yeah, a ton of crossover.
Merchandise.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
know.
It's the exact same.
It is.
So that's why when we talked about it early on, it was like, this makes a lot of sense. Now, I wanted us to get in and like manage esport orgs like you do bands.
Yeah.
So I was totally wrong about that kind of perspective. I was right for the wrong reasons,
Yeah,
but
sure.
it allowed me to learn a little bit more about that. But imagine having multiple orgs that you're managing. Like, that sounds insane.
Yeah.
Like, in hindsight now.
Sure.
Insane. Insane.
And even starting to work with FaZe, like, there was a ton of guys, and we were like, didn't really know what we were getting into with it, but obviously it worked out.
Wow. Yeah, I was really surprised. I've worked in over 20 industries. I'm a business psychologist, and I look at like what crosses over, and that has been one of the biggest trends I've seen. There's the musicians, and there's the people that appreciate entertainment, and then there's the Radio Shack people. There's a whole heck of a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
We don't even have Radio Shack in Chicago anymore.
I
Well,
think
I think
they went
Radio
out
Shack was still around.
I think they went out of business.
did they? Like, how
Yeah.
long ago?
Well, so Radio Shack sponsored Lance Armstrong, and then his whole thing happened. And I know that they dropped him, and then I think they went under. I don't know why I mentioned Lance Armstrong, 'cause he's not the reason they went out of business, but
Oh, yeah.
when I think Radio Shack, I think about Lance Armstrong. So
Right.
they sponsored him for so long, his logo was right there. Didn't answer the question at all.
That's okay.
I think you're talking to the audience that you can't see.
Yeah.
Don't lose
I know. It's weird.
apologize.
Right.
Just run it.
I just
We're
figured
very sorry.
they're on there being like, when are these guys going to talk about how I got into the gaming industry and what I really care about? Which is,
Well, we should ask you too. I mean, you're a legend.
Way to set up your own assist.
Exactly.
It's like it's like the T-Mac off the
Layup.
backboard into the jam,
so
Yeah, we should talk a little bit about you. I mean, you're one of the most humble people that are.
You haven't spent enough time.
yeah, I don't know if I'd agree with that, but
Well, I don't know if you realize, man, Charles, you have done a lot to bring this conference together, and it has just been an absolute honor. If anyone knows about giving back, it's you. And I know you've made it. I know you've done a lot in your career. Everyone I talk to is like, if you're a friend of Conroy, you're a friend of mine. And you just really have brought it.
Thank you so much.
The support is just beyond.
thank you. I really appreciate that. It's a fun group to be a part of, right?
Hey man, it's your shoulders we're standing on.
It really.
Broad, strong shoulders.
Yeah, a big workout guy.
I don't know what I honestly, because we really did have a challenge of getting people here to Chicago.
In fairness, it's the first time you're doing this, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to kick it off.
Yeah, and the
It
first
is.
time you do anything, like next year, the turnout's going to be double. The turnout this year, by the way, is fantastic.
It is.
And next year it'll be double because
It will.
you've done it, you've killed it, and
Yeah.
you delivered at a really high level. And I think people are all noticing that. And they've all
Sure.
mentioned it to me. So I think this is the first of many, many great things for you guys.
And I hope you say we, because you really put your neck out on the line. You were like, Eric,
I was like,
trust
Charlie,
me.
stop texting me.
I did hit you up like a lot about
Stop
this.
hitting me about. Fine, I'll come.
Yeah.
No,
You
of
got on
course,
like a 6 a.m. flight
I'm
for me,
super-
man. That's
I got here very early in the morning yesterday.
yeah.
Yeah. And the only reason I have to go back, I'd stick around, but I have a player that came up for Argentina, but I've got to go back. So.
Which is cool. I mean, I got a robot vacuum today, so that's exciting.
By the way, can we talk about all the robots? Have you guys been spending a lot of
Oh my
time talking
gosh.
about robots?
So
there's so many
There's
robots
a
here.
lot- there's like a lot
so
of
many
robots.
What do you think? Do you guys?
They're super creepy.
So hold
They're
on.
a bit- they're a
See that
little
Perrier
invasive of my
there?
personal
That
space.
Perrier.
Yeah.
That Chloe keeps bringing me Perriers.
Yeah.
I've got a line of robots. So I.
Oh, is it named Chloe?
Yeah, Chloe.
I didn't know that. That's actually creepier.
So
Yeah, the fact that it has a name.
Wait.
Pretty soon it'll be taking our jobs.
Now you guys. Wait, they have. So when you go around the hotel, when you go around the corner to Scott Goldberg's hotel, Greenberg's, pardon me, when you walk into the lobby, you can meet the robots, and they say, "Can I get you a drink? Would you like anything brought up to your room?"
Altered carbon, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember the Einstein bar I was talking about?
Yeah.
That lobby
Yeah.
will greet you by robots.
But see, that doesn't make sense to me because if you're gonna do the Einstein part, you want to have it like a throwback kind of vibe. Having a robot in there, that's weird.
It is. Wait till you go, though. I mean, this guy just does it.
Are you
it
ever
works.
worried that the robots are gonna turn against us? I guess is my serious question.
Man, that's a good question, like an alien question.
I mean, they get so smart, and all of a sudden, we're working for them.
Well, here's
That's
what
your big thought of the day, by the way.
It's a good thought.
Hashtag ad for the new Matrix movie coming out.
Yeah, I'm actually
Imminently.
December 22nd.
What I liked about the robots here today that keep bringing me Perrier is they have a map, they have a routine. So but they do come relatively close.
Oh, yeah.
They know nothing about about boundary. They
No.
like keep creeping in and
Well,
offering.
there's like the UV light one too.
so you don't have the
turn on.
UVB. The UV light is cleaning the air.
Well, that's what we
Isn't that neat?
assumed.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It was
It
just
is
kind of odd because
cool.
all of a sudden this thing just showed up and then the lights turned on. We were like, "What's happening?" And you started spinning.
I
Yeah.
know. And then it says human disinfected.
Is that
Human
what it says?
disinfected.
That's creepy.
Yeah,
like,
like-
who approved that? Being like, "Yo, this is what everyone."
They're
wants
like
to hear.
definitely going to turn against us, by the way. Elon Musk is very publicly worried about AI and
Yeah.
like it essentially replacing human beings. Again, not esports stuff, not what you're tuning in for at all. Sorry, again.
He was a big Overwatch fan. I don't know what he plays now.
Yeah, so I met him at BlizzCon about 3 or 4 years ago, and he's super into Overwatch.
Yeah, it was 2016.
Yeah.
So it was 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So I just have a couple more questions, put you guys on the hot seat.
We have some answers.
All right, good. So what's next for FaZe? What do you guys?
That's too broad of a question.
Is it? Come on, you've got something.
I mean,
Bring it.
look, we're gonna keep on doing what we do. I mean, we just announced a collaboration with DC for around Batman IP. It's
very cool, by the way.
Yeah, there'll be some
Wow.
cool merch and an awesome comic. Shout out to Xavier Ramos, who's like tirelessly working on marketing efforts and his team, and he just crushed it every single time. We have a few more collabs like that are been unannounced. We just announced one with Optic as well, so the FaZe Optic collab, which is crazy for the hardcore old school fans of both organizations, because Optic goes back, even a few years older than FaZe Clan. It was really what people like Tommy and those guys looked up to when they were starting to do what they were doing. So it's a kind of a cool thing to see that come together. We'll have some interesting merch collabs going to the end of the year, and there's a couple big announcements slated for the end of the year, so it'll be fun. And then we've got a couple. We're announced as part of HCS for Halo, so we're going to be a part of the Halo League, which I'm really excited about.
That's an interesting hybrid model between like a franchise league and a non-franchise league. You're essentially one of the preferred teams.
Yeah, we're part of it, but they're going to have an open ecosystem to allow players to kind of come in. So I think it's awesome. I'm a big fan of it. Like everybody that I've met so far over at Microsoft with 343, and I'm excited about some of the other teams that are already in it. And I think there'll be some exciting stuff. And I'm really optimistic the game will crush when it drops. So from my side of things, that's what I'm kind of interested in on the esports side. We also just announced a new player in Rocket League, so I'm looking to take that whole league. So we'll see how that goes.
Wow. And man, thanks for joining us. That's a lot of announcements. You're a busy guy.
Oh, that's not even half of them. That's just some of the stuff. That's the 2 announcements I just gave you with Batman and Optic. That was last week.
Oh my God.
How many fires do you put out like a day?
I was just thinking that. Oh wait, wait.
You got so much stuff going on that how much stuff is on fire constantly?
I have an
We're
announcement to make.
pretty damn good about not having as many fires these days as we used to, but this stuff
I
comes
know you're
up.
chill.
Stuff comes up.
I don't know.
You gotta be.
I don't know if you guys.
This is from you getting stressed.
I don't know if you guys.
When I met him, he was 22, and that was 3 years ago.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but Halo sponsored our pens at registration.
I didn't notice that.
That's cool. Very cool.
It's cool.
That's good.
It's all the little things, right? It's all the little things.
It's been a great conference, so kudos to you for putting this together because it's been a real blast.
Yeah. Oh man, it would not be the same without you. And should we announce here that you're the events committee chair for next conference?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a lot of bandwidth for that one.
You know what though? You
I
have
give you 20 minutes every month.
that would be very generous.
She was like, actually, deal.
I'm like, oh, God.
I was.
Hired.
Exactly. That's right. And what about you? What's going on with you?
Man, just excited for live events to come back, honestly. So
I know.
live sports, live award shows. We just produced E3, which is really exciting, getting that show done. So yeah, I'm just excited for things to be in person again and ramping up those efforts.
Yeah, I think we'll start seeing more esports events. I mean, at least in North America. I can't speak to some of the other places around the world. We've had PUBG earlier this year in a quarantine Korea, and that was bonkers, but it worked. And then we had CDL Champs was 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, I think.
In LA. So,
Which, by the way,
shout out to Atlanta FaZe.
Let's say you won.
Yeah, it's kinda cool.
So, worth noting.
but I'm hopeful that more will show up, and I don't think some of them have been publicly announced yet, but I think there are some that are planned. I think it's just a question of if stuff's going to dramatically change anytime soon. Yeah, so fingers crossed.
Right on. Well, you guys really brought it. 2 of my newest friends.
We always bring the heat.
Yeah, always bring the heat.
Yeah. Shake and bake.
He's gonna make a sriracha joke, but
you can't say you were gonna make the joke.
Yeah.
Joke.
So remember I told you about that hamburger hop
Yes.
Okay. My ex-husband was an executive chef, and he won it
Oh, nice.
with sriracha.
That's awesome.
Yep, that's exactly what the winning burger was.
Wow. People love sriracha.
Yeah, yep. That was the hamburger.
Here for all your hard-hitting takes on burgers and things to do and robots. So I appreciate you having us, Megan, and this has been a lot of
Oh
fun.
my gosh, thank you guys. Thanks for being here. Esports
for having
Next, Beyond the Game. I'm still your host, Megan Van Petten, and we'll see you shortly. Thanks, Erik.